also a two-time Academy Award-winning director and creatively oversees all films and associated projects from Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios, which, by the way, Pixar is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. That deserves some applause. Turn to the driver's seat this year, directing Cars 2. And a very special note, today is the day that Disney releases Cars 2 on Blu-ray and DVD across North America. So all of you run out and get it. Now, in addition to his directorial experience, he also executive produced many of the films we all know, including Monsters, Inc. And with that, that's a very brief introduction. Believe it or not, John's resume is so impressive. We have a lot of people who are here today who want to say a few words in your honor before you get to speak. And our first speaker today is an accomplished director, producer, and actress. She has been nominated for an Emmy, Golden Globe, and SAG Award for acting and writing. She not only starred in Cars 1 and 2 as Sally, but received a writing credit in the classic film. Please welcome entertainer Bonnie Hunt to the stage.
So fitting that it's the day after Halloween, because last night when I was handing out candy at my house, so many of the children were dressed as the characters, John, that you have either directly created or inspired the creation of and nurtured the creation of. And what's so interesting is when the little kids come dressed up as one of the many Pixar characters, all the adults know the name of the character as much as the children do, and that so often doesn't happen. And I thought to myself, what's getting a star on the Walk of Fame all about?
Thank you, Bonnie. Let me acknowledge the chairman of the board.
And I do want to recognize John's wonderful wife. God bless you, dear. Get a propeller on your tush and you can fly around with that hat. Anyway, she's a stunning lady, but get rid of the hat. You're getting on my nerves with the goddamn hat. No, you're stunning, sweetheart. What could she do to me? Anyway, see, I know I know you have a lot of fans when you see a Mexican laying on the floor watching the show. That's great. Again, John, for giving me this big opportunity. Good luck in your career, although I believe it's slipping. But thanks again. And the pants are a little tight in the crotch, otherwise you look pretty good, I swear to God. God bless you and continue your great work. And you're a good gentleman, and I love being here, and I wish you the best. Thank you very much.
Thanks to the one and only Don Rickles.
John, he had already been a rock star in our house for many years. My husband and I had been obsessed by Pixar films ever since our son was tiny. We'd put them on for him to buy ourselves time for a shower or to read the paper and end up watching them through to the end, time after time, wondering why the movies we were in were never as good. We can still quote huge chunks of films like Toy Story and A Bug's Life. Embarrassingly enough, one of our son's first words was Nemo, which says volumes for the power of Pixar, but not so much for our parenting skills. Anyway, I couldn't believe my luck when I first found myself face to face with John in a recording studio. I was starstruck. In his signature Hawaiian shirt and little metal-rimmed spectacles, he was instantly recognizable, more so than most movie stars. And I was a bit intimidated. And then, of course, John is the kindest, loveliest, least intimidating person you'll ever meet. And he asked me all about my family and how my now 7-year-old son is doing. And I tell him that we'd had a drama that morning because Sam's first tooth had fallen out, and clean freak that he is, he tried to wash it in the sink and by mistake dropped it down the drain. When his children were young, he had always insisted that the tooth fairy arrive on motorbike, and that to that end, he would paint black ink onto the tires of a little toy motorbike and roll it across his kids' pillows to make fairy motorbike tread marks. We all know that poor John is deluded and that that tooth fairies fly. They never go anywhere on motorbikes, ever.
to present to you. So on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, please accept this resolution.
"1964. My mom, who was an art teacher and always supported my love of cartoons, packed my twin sister Joanna, who's right there, my brother Jim, and I in our Chevy station wagon, and we dressed up. We are coming here to Hollywood Boulevard, to the Chinese Theater, to see Mary Poppins right after it first opened. I'll never forget that day of walking down the sidewalk and seeing all the stars. And then going in and seeing one of the most magnificent motion pictures ever made. And it just deeply touched me in a way that I never forgot. So to be here today, to be getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I just can't believe it. And especially, you know, where they chose it. I mean, you could be down in front of Frederick's if you're not careful, you know. But we're in front of the beautiful El Capitan Theater, which, starting in November 1995 with the world premiere of Toy Story, every single one of our films at Pixar has played here. But I feel, you know, this is very, very special for me, but I also want to share this because I don't make these movies by myself. I make them with an amazing, amazing group of artists that collaborate with me. Namely, all the amazing people behind me. These are dear friends of mine who I'll treasure the rest of my life, and they're the most talented actors and songwriters and musicians that I have ever you can ever imagine. Also over here in the kind of this group is a lot of my fellow artists from both Pixar and Disney. She's been by my side from the very beginning and being supportive. And my amazing 5 sons, who 3 of them are with me. Joey, Ben, and Jackson are right here. And then PJ, the lucky dog's in Italy right now, in Milan. And my son Sam's off at college in Savannah, Georgia. But, you know, I share this with you too. And my twin sister Joanna, my John and Shirley, my in-laws. They're the best in-laws you could possibly have. But I want to share this with all of you. It's such a meaningful thing. Computer company at the time. There were only 4 of us doing computer animation research. In this meeting, I was to pitch him a new short film idea to use our brand new rendering technology called RenderMan. And I had this crazy idea to bring something I believe strongly in, that toys are alive when we're not around. And I developed this idea of a short film about a little tin toy who is trying to, he's being menaced by this baby monster. And so I pitched this whole story to Steve. And after it was all over, he loved it, and the only thing Steve Jobs ever asked of me was, "John, make it great." Tin Toy went on to be the first computer animated animation to ever win an Academy Award. And I shared that Oscar with Steve, and I said, "Steve, is this great enough?" And he said, "Yes." And so today, I share this star with Steve Jobs, and he made Pixar. Without him, Pixar wouldn't exist. Without him, all these amazing films wouldn't exist. And so I honor him today too. So to my family, to all my colleagues at Pixar and Disney, to my best friends up here on the stage, and to Steve Jobs, we all thank you for this honor. It's the greatest honor you could give me. So thank you. City of Los Angeles.
Well, John, it's time to unveil the star. Let me first say we'd like all of those on the stage to join us in the unveiling. And also, before we unveil it, let me just say, in memory of our late, great honorary mayor, Johnny Grant, we hereby declare this John Lasseter Day in Hollywood.